Mike Owens here. Then joined by Dakota Ditcheva, who returns to action in the PFL regular season this time against Lisa Malden on the 4th of April. Dakota, always a pleasure. How are things with you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really well.
First thing I've got to ask, how is life as the European champ? Anything changed?
No, nothing's changed, to be honest. Nothing. I'm back here in America. Life is still the same, still in the gym twice a day, training, getting on with what I've got to get on with. Yeah, I'm only European champ, so the journey's not finished yet.
Is this a bit like, say, getting a spot in like the Europa League or the Champions League and then now going into the official tournament, like it's the tournament before the tournament, if you will?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't won all the, a bit like City, I won't be satisfied until I've got that treble or, something like that. So I feel like I've got to clear all the trophies and all the belts before the journey's done.
I have to ask, most extravagant purchase with your £100,000?
Oh, honestly, I literally just got a pair of Chanel's. That was it. A new pair of trainers.
That's fair enough.
I didn't go wild.
How different do you anticipate the world season to be to the European season?
Do you know what? I don't know, and I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm just kind of just going to roll with it, take the experience that I got from last year, make sure I'm listening to my team. I'm lucky because a lot of the fighters at American Top Team have been through it before. There's a lot that have entered the tournament, so I know a lot of them, and they've given me a lot of advice about how to navigate through the tournament. So I'm just going to take every day as it comes and just enjoy it. Like I've said before, I fight quite regular anyway, even before I signed with PFL. I think the year before I had like 4 fights in that 1 year. So, that's quite active for a lot of fighters. So for me, the fighting kind of every 2 months is not what's going to be the issue. It's more the mental side, which is what I found in the PFL Europe tournament. It was just very draining throughout the whole year, not being able to switch off, just constantly thinking about the next fight. Even as soon as I'd won, it wasn't like I could switch off for a second. It was like I was just ready for the next fight and constantly thinking about that. So I think that's the main thing, just keeping my mind focused. But I had last year to prepare me for that. So yeah, I'm just excited to go into the tournament again and make it even bigger this time.
I suppose as well it's ratcheted up because there's an extra fight. The gaps are a little bit longer, but you've obviously had that experience of a very similar format, just a slightly less intense level. So what were the key things you learned from last year?
Yeah, to be honest, I learned loads, but like I said, the mental side, I think it was more, dealing with your emotions, kind of your brain isn't going to switch off. You've got to be prepared for the fact that it's going to be a lot mentally, probably more than it is physically. But I think that's what this game is anyway. It's more mental than it is physical. You can train as hard as you want, even if you're fighting once. You can train as hard as you want. You can have no injuries, but if you're mentally not there, then your fight's done. You've lost. So I think the mental side of things and dealing with all the pressures and stuff like that is what I learned the most last year.
Yeah, 100%. I imagine the news in October, November time that PFL were purchasing Bellator was music to your ears because they have arguably the first, if not the second strongest female 125 division. What was your reaction when you heard that news was coming? And obviously these potential fights for the rest of the year were on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly that. Everyone had mixed reviews about the fact that they were buying Bellator and how was it going to work, which I was the same. But then at the same time, I knew they had this good 125 division because I watch Bellator. Even though I'm signed with PFL, I still watch their division. They've got crazy level of girls there, so I just knew that it was going to be good for me. The level that was going to come over, if they were going to mix us, was only going to benefit me. I was going to get some good fights out of it. And then they announced the tournament and look at look at who they've got in there. So I feel like it has really worked out well for me, but I feel like a lot of things do. I kind of creep up slowly and make sure I'm taking it step by step, and it just works out perfect. So I feel like this is just the next stage now that I'm ready for.
Was the flyweight world division always confirmed regardless of the Bellator purchase, or were you kind of waiting in limbo to see what happened there, and was there the chance of maybe a second European season for you?
Yeah, so it kind of changed. When I first signed with PFL, the plans were to do the Europe tournament and then to go on to the global one. After the Europe one, things were all in the air. I don't know whether it was because of the Bellator thing or what, but they weren't sure whether they were just kind of going to give me big fights or they were going to run a Europe one again. They said at one point that they were scrapping the global one and not doing it, and then they said they are still doing it. So everything was up in the air. I was kind of a little bit all over the place, but they ended up doing it, and I feel like it's one of the most exciting tournaments they've got this year as well. So I'm glad that they did run with it. But yeah, the plan was always to do Europe, global, then I don't know after that, but it's worked out how it should.
Yeah. Look, you showed you were a level above in the European tournament last year, 3 first-round stoppages, and then Cornelia Holm fight, which was, completely dominant in your direction. I'm wondering if you're expecting a similar path in the world title, in the world division in terms of the dominance, or do you expect that how do you expect your skills to stack up on the world stage?
Yeah, I expect to keep going how I've been going. I'm more than capable of keeping my level up. I'm only getting better in the gym, so I can only expect that, I'm working harder, so I'm going to fight better. The level of competition is getting higher for sure, but, that doesn't mean like I'm not going to be able to keep my level up and, show my skills. I feel like sometimes better competition brings a better performance for me. So the idea is to go in and do what I've always done, and that is probably what I will do, because once I lock that cage door, I don't know what I turn into or who I turn into, but it's out of my control. So honestly, I think I'll be able to keep it up, and I'm excited to show my skills. Maybe if it's not first round stoppage, it'll be a 3-round fight. You'll just see the best version of me throughout this tournament, and that's what I'm going for.
What's been the big focus in this camp for ATT? I know you spent a lot of time there. I know Cody's been over there. I've seen him doing pad sessions with some of the guys in the gym. What's kind of been the focus in the training camp for you?
Do you know what? Just being myself, just working on all aspects of my game, making sure that I'm improving my jits, improving my wrestling. Obviously, I need to have good wrestling because these girls want to take me down all the time. No one wants to strike with me, so that's obviously a big focus. But at the same time, my striking, I still have to work on that. People think that I've got this, amazing level of striking, and I don't have to work that. I just need to work everything else. But that's still got to keep rising. I'm not perfect with that. There was a lot of things I weren't happy with last year in the tournament. So that's still an area that I've gone back to the gym and worked in. So yeah, I'm working everything, working with all different people, different partners, male, female, and it's just, that's why I think I'll just keep getting better and better, because I'm not satisfied with the level that I'm at in any area. So, I'm always just going to keep working and trying to get better.
If you had to give a prediction now for who you face in the final in November, who would your money be on?
I'd say Lizzie or Talia. Now, if I had to pick one, it's a tough one, It's a tough one. As long as I'm there, I don't really care. Any of them, but yeah, I think they are the top 2 girls. I think everything that I've seen, it's kind of them 2 at the top. But like I've said a few times, this tournament is tougher than people will expect, mentally and physically, and I feel like you just can't really predict what's going to happen. You really can't.
You win this tournament at the end of the year, you progress to presumably 14-0. Obviously with the PFL world title. Where do you think that would put you on the world stage?
I mean, surely people have got to stop doubting me after that. Surely I've got to prove something after that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, one of the best 125ers at the moment, surely. I've got to be kind of at the top of that list in the definitely top 5 in the 125 division out of all organizations, I would say.
Yeah.
So but let me get to the end of this year and prove that, and then we'll see what happens.
I suppose you have a good role model in the gym in terms of Kayla, who's obviously done the tournament twice, and done the tournament 3 times, I should say, and won the tournament twice. Obviously, she's made the career change over to the UFC and is now facing Holly Holm. Just your thoughts on her next stage career move?
Yeah, I mean, everything's worked out really well for her as well. She did unreal things in PFL. Winning it twice is crazy. It gives me a lot of hope that I can, come over and do the same thing. Having started off in the Europe one, I feel like I'm prepared to go and do that now. But I mean, it's amazing what she's done in her career. She's gone from, the Olympics to then dominating PFL for how many years now? Now she's gonna go to the top, to the top of UFC straight away and fight Holly. Like, she's done amazing. So I'm excited to see, how she does. And she's looking so strong in the gym. Like, she's a unit. So I'm excited to see her get out there.
Talking about career winners, talking about serial winners, Man City, third in the league. You feeling confident you're going to get it done with 10 games to go, or do you think it's Arsenal's or Liverpool's for the taking?
No, we'll do it. We'll do it. I've always got hope in my Blue Boys. Always. I feel like they faff about sometimes, but no, I've got full hope in them.
Were you happy or sad with the Man United Liverpool result last Sunday?
I worked, you know what, I don't even really care about United, really don't. So I wasn't really bothered. But I was gutted that we drew, didn't we? We drew at their what's it called, stadium. So I was more gutted about that. I wanted to make sure that we won, even though we didn't lose. I was still like angry about that. But it's a bit of a daunting place to play at, I've heard. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, I didn't watch the United game. Not bothered about that.
31st of March, Arsenal versus Man City. How big do you think that game is for the title decider?
Massive. I feel like every game at the moment is massive. We need to keep winning. And I think, I don't know why sometimes we're drawing and it's stressing me out, but let's not talk football because it makes me more nervous than my fight.
I was going to, one more question I've got, because I saw a lot of surreal moments for you on your Instagram when you won the tournament. I saw a Man City football account followed you. I saw Jeremy Doku reposted your celebration. The most surreal post-fight moment after winning the tournament belt.
Probably one of them. City came to film me actually for my final. They came to do a little YouTube piece on me, which was just like wild. But yeah, honestly, after my fight, they posted me on Twitter as well. They literally posted me on Twitter. But I was in my room after the fight and we were eating some food. My little brother was like, Man City follow you, because I don't look at all like followers and stuff. I don't really enjoy social media. But my little brother was like, Man City follow you, and I was just like, oh my God. Honestly, it's a good job no one was filming me because it would be so cringy. But that was definitely one of the most surreal things, having City just support me and, come to my fight. And it's just wild that I even had that relationship with them. It's crazy.
I love it. Couple more from me, and thanks for the time. There's two things up for grabs in November. There's a world title, there's a world championship belt, and there's $1 million. I'd like to know now if you could give me a percentage, which one means more and why.
I would say, I mean, if you took the belt away and took the money away, I'd still be there to get the #1 spot. And I think that's the main thing. This is what kind of my mind is most focused on, is being the #1 girl in that tournament. Forget the money, forget the belt. Even if it wasn't for a world title and it was just to see who was the #1 girl out of all of us, I would do it. That's what I'm here to do. Make sure that I did that last year out of that tournament. I was the one at the top. This year, I want to be the one at the top, whether there's a belt or money. So to me, none of them really matter, just being that #1 girl.
Last one from me. I'd like to know, and you can be as brief or detailed as you like, give me a walkthrough of the perfect day on the 4th of April. So what happens when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night in a perfect world?
Oh, wake up in the morning, have my breakfast because I'm not on a diet anymore. Chill out. How my day normally goes, I would say, I'll get up, have my breakfast, I'll have a little bit of a shakeout a few hours later. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of a power nap if I want one. And then, I don't really do much, just chill out, spend a lot of time with family, sit around people that give me good energy, keep me positive. And then wait until I go to the venue. Normally get annoyed with people around me for taking too long and all that stuff, but then straight to the venue, stay in the zone, warm up, fight, go and get a McDonald's or something like that. That's my day done.
I love it. I love it. Look, always good catching up. I wish you the best of luck for the 4th of April. I do hope you're disappointed come the 18th of May. Hope my team win the league rather than you, but we'll leave that there for now. But in all honesty, best of luck for the coming fight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.